Hello, Macsen here, welcome back. So in the last video, the Hissho decided to offer me a ceasefire, and I actually made a ceasefire peace with them, slightly different to what they offered. Basically, I got a bit more. I managed to get the Megrez, Auriga, Hissho, and Xanados systems off them, and they're amazing systems as well, so I think it was well worth me taking that. They are still a long way ahead of me in tech and fits, so it could arguably give them time to regroup and build up their military ships and even go for a Dust or Wonder victory, but I think it's worthwhile. I can actually now refocus my ships, which I'm already doing, to attack the Hissho. And speaking of the Hissho, I'm actually going to declare war on them now. Right, so offer. This system here is an outpost, but it's within their influence, so I want to siege it up straight away. I think before I started recording as well, this has been recorded a day later, the Hissho moved one of their siege units over to the Amosa system. It's the usual AI moving ships on reload thin. Right, so apart from that, I think I added a lava building in the build list as well there. Right, so enter. This isn't actually the first time I've had to record this part of the video. I had quite a serious crash in a combat, which is coming up in a second. But I think I can resolve it by doing an auto combat rather than a cinematic combat. I think it's basically a graphical error bug or something. Right, so I'm going to move that fleet there just so I can destroy those. And I'm going to get to the part where the game actually crashed, and hopefully, right, I'll move these fleets forward. It shouldn't crash this time. Right, so that's a complete fleet. I'll move that on to Cygnus. Basically, there's a large Sheridan fleet there, and I attacked that. That's the fleet that caused the crash. Those can lock down there, and I'll move this fleet here. Right, I'm basically doing every single thing in the same fashion that I did before it crashed. Right, I'm just going to save the game a second. Okay, let's see if this works then. Right, so I'm going to attack this fleet here. I'm going to do exactly the same options that I did. So I went for weapons overclock. What was the second one? Nano repair. And I went for emergency shelter in the first. Right, so basically it crashed on me in a cinematic option combat last time I did this. Basically they were all wiped out in the second phase, but they were almost all wiped out. They decided to retreat, and that caused a crash. I'm not sure. Basically had a big pop-up saying, do you want to continue or quit to desktop? And I pressed continue, and it just pretty much freezed. It wouldn't exit the combat. Right, so apart from that though, anyway, the Sheridan have basically focused all on long-range missiles, which is probably a pretty good idea for them. Actually, that one has medium-range missiles. Any type of missiles is arguably quite good for them though, because normally missiles take 4 rounds within a combat phase to reach a target. So if you retreat normally, all missiles basically miss. But because I can't retreat, you can see here it's faded out the retreat options. Missiles will always hit with them. So yeah, they're pretty good for Sheridan potentially. Right, so exactly the same options I used before and auto. Basically they went nosebreaker and did a tiny bit of damage on the World Eater before, and doesn't look like it's actually, looks like it regained the hit points in the nano card phase. This is actually different to what they did within the cinematic combat, so that's a bit strange. I'm not sure why that is. They retreated in the second phase, but I'm just glad that the game hasn't crashed, frankly. So right, so I can siege there. Hero has a couple of ability points. So what should I pick? I think I want to get that for the last health regeneration. Definitely want to get that later so I can move around my fleets. I don't have many more levels that I can actually get with her now. This is a really good battle card that I probably should have gotten earlier. It basically creates an illusion, so it makes the enemy ships miss a load of shots because they're shooting at imaginary targets. So I'm going to get that, and I'm not sure what I'm going to get later on, but I figured that out then. Right, to accept. Research is also done this turn, so I've got that module which I might put on some of my ships now, and that amazing hit point building which I'm definitely going to put on my build lists. Okay, I'm just going to do my build list and group up some of my ships here to move through the wormholes, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I've updated my build list, not too many changes to be honest. Building that uniform shielding in that system. There's a few hidden behind the other buildings. For example, who's doing it in a bit. Right, so apart from that, I've moved some ships from the same system up to Arcturus, and there's a couple of combats down here that I need to do. I think I'll do that now then. I decided not to add that power module onto any of my ships as well, because there just wasn't really the room for it. It's a really amazing power module, but I wouldn't have many weapons on my ships if I did that. Right, so this system, I'm just going to maximize the combat. It can't retreat, so maximize the damage. Right, so they tried to retreat, and of course they were destroyed. And this fleet over here, this one can actually retreat, so can retreat to a Moser. So I'll do the weapons overclock, which will counter offensive tactics should they decide to use it. Right. They didn't. They went for normal retreat, which I can't counter, but they lost a few ships. Right, so this ship, I should probably move that back towards there actually. Maybe I should have left it, but they can't move there anyway because we're at ceasefire, and that's a full colony. Right, so I've got a few ships left here which I've slightly reorganized. I'm going to split these two Ravagers up for a start, and I'm going to send one through here. Hopefully that will start Cygnus ticking, or the invasion countdown. Right, it has, but not by much. So I'm going to... I have 3 Defilers here, and they all have 1 drop pod. I'm going to try and move one through to here, see if it's capable of taking the system. That is now 100%, so I should do that, and we'll do that. Okay, so Kochab is taken. Right, I might as well then move all the remaining ones through the wormhole on the other side. I'll group those up and move them here. Right, do I have enough to take this? Yes, I do. Right, they're all out of movement, so I might as well do this. Right, so Cygnus is taken as well. Right, I've got 1 ship or potential fleet there. Put that on lockdown. Right, so I'm just going to do the build list for these two and be back in a second. Okay, so I've done the build list for these 2 systems. I've actually put the drop pods, the Defilers, in the Hannahs in these 2 systems as well, while they recover their population. I think I've got so much dust as well now, I should probably start to spend some of it. So this one has a control recovery building. I think the other one doesn't though. So I'm going to buy that here. How much is that? Quite expensive, but it will the ownership will go up a lot quicker if I do that. I think there's another system down here somewhere that doesn't have it. I can't remember which one. Which one is it? Oh, here it is. Right, so I'll stick that in a build list. Do that here. Arguably, I could be buying these as well to reduce the fid loss. The locust, this reduces the locust points, so my fids, I get the bonus for longer, or stop the negative from coming in after it gets to 60. Could be doing that, but actually they're almost already done, aren't they? Right, and they're really expensive to make anyway. Right, so I think that's it for the turn now. So I'm going to end turn. So a good start for this Hissho war. Thing is, though, I really lack numbers of invasion ships. So it's going to take a while for those to recover, those drop pods. I've stuck another one in the Edessea list there. That's going to take a while, though. I think there might be some coming up here. Right, I'll move my fleets on. There's a ship there. Okay. Right, so I'm going to attack these Hissho fleets to start then. They can't retreat. Oh, I should lock that down. Okay, so just max the tactics. If they use retreat, it counters that. So arguably, is there one that causes more damage? That one kind of does. That one kind of does as well. I don't really have any long range ships though. Guess I'll do those. Okay. If they do offensive retreat as well, it would stop them. Not that I want it to, but they haven't anyway. Right, so they're all wiped out, and I do the same here. They don't have any attacks, so it doesn't matter if they don't retreat. I should wipe them all out anyway. Right, retreated, so they did all die. Okay, so hero, 1 ability point. What should I take? I think with this one I might get hyperdriven now, just so I can move quickly if I need to. Okay. Right, so up here. Right, there's a Hissho, tiny Hissho fleet there. I'll attack here. They're all rubbish, more than likely. They're all melee kinetics. They're all the same type of ship, actually. I have no shield. So I think I want to stop them from retreating. So I'll need one that counts as tactics. And I think I only have one here still. Yeah. So do that, and deflect this if it gets magnetic field if it gets to that phase, which I doubt. Let's auto combat. Right, all destroyed. Okay, science. I've got happiness tech. Right, I'm just gonna do my build lists and figure out where I'm moving my ships, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I've updated my research list. I'm going to be getting hypermagnetics next to get this tech here. So that will increase my invasion amounts on my ships. That isn't so good actually. I've already got a better power module than that. Apart from that, I definitely need to increase my engine speed. So I'm going to go for advanced warp gravitics. And there's also a science tech there for asteroids, which might be useful. And then finally I'm going to go for this gas giant transformation to really get some load of extra resources off my systems. Now that I have the extra happiness building, I should be able to terraform down a lot more now. All these are recovering still, these systems I've taken now, and that's my current build lists. I'm actually going to be starting to get some ships in relatively soon. Maybe I should delay those Ravagers since I'm getting a new invasion tech, but I guess I'll keep them in there. I've got a few bits of movement to do before I end the turn. Right, I've moved this World Eater through that wormhole. I think I'm going to move these over. Right, Right, that can move over to there. I should probably replace this hero as well. She's not really needed down here for the time being. Right, I'll move her over there though. And this can go to the His system. Right, so what else have I got? I've got some ships here. I think that this system is nearer to that system than that system is nearer to that system. It looks nearer. So I'm going to move all my ships over to here. Right, so group them all up and move them over there. The drop pods within the hangars haven't regenerated their troop modules yet, so it's going to take a while. Right, so they've all moved. This fleet here, I think there's probably enough of a fleet there to protect it. What do I have? I have 9 ships there. Should be okay. So I'm going to move this fleet here to Adana. What's that coming in? Not an awful lot. Right, so move that to Adana. Right. And that can lock down the system. What does that have? Does this have a forager or not? Yeah, it does. I don't think... Oh, that fleet does have a forager. So it's getting an engine boost. Right, so I'm going to move this fleet to the capital. At some point, I'm probably just going to take my best fleet through all these systems and try and find all the capitals. If I'm going for supremacy victory, then I need to find them as soon as possible, really. Right, so I think I got some siege ships here. Yeah, I'll move those on to Adana. I don't think I can get there in a turn, though, sadly. Might as well take all these Hissho territories because they're so weak. I need more fids I can get, the better. So what's this ship here then? Small fleet. I can't actually attack. I must have attacked with that fleet already this turn. I think that's it. So end of turn. Not sure how many. It's probably about 16, 15 turns now for the Horatio ceasefire to run out. Right, I'll speed my forces on. Come back to that in a second. Hero. Right, this guy can take that. Okay. Right. Murgashi. I don't want them to retreat or use offensive retreat, so I just use those. I use Nanorepair in the second one. Okay. Right, they're dead. And Adana system. Well, Hissho is so far behind in tech, it would seem. Right, they are melee kinetics as well, so they're probably not going to get a chance to shoot in the melee phase. I'm going to go that, followed by that, and repair. Okay, auto there as well. Probably should have moved my... I forgot to move my hero, didn't I? Should have done that to one of these fleets up here. I can't get the movement bonus from the hero now this turn, so I'll just move her at the end of the turn, I think. Right, so there's another fleet there. Attack that. Similar tactics. Stop them from using offensive retreat. Where's Nano? Right. These are all Falcon 12s mainly. All melee kinetics. Right, so auto. Okay, suffered a bit of damage, but nothing really. Right, that could be locked down. Hero has promotion. One. Right, I think I could take that so she can move around a bit quicker. should she need to. Right, so what ships have I got? There's a ship here. What's that doing there? Ravager. Oh, it's onto the same system. It's warp or world eater here. That down there. Right, I'm just gonna do the build lists and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I've updated my build lists again, and that's the current state of them. I've actually bought this planetary improvement here because the system is so terrible. It needs a bit of a production here. Right, so I've got a few things to move. I've locked these systems down with these fleets. I need to move that here. I have to decide which fleet I'm going to move her to in a second. I've got some ships here, so I'm going to move those through the wormhole. Right, so what's here? Just a fleet there. I'm going to move. Right, so my drop pods in these. I'm actually a bit worried about leaving the drop pods in the hangar. I'll show you why. Basically, they have these repair modules, and it mentions about fleets. So I'm worried that if they're not in a fleet, then they may not be taking advantage of that extra repair amount. So I think I will bring them out of the hangar, even though it's a bit of a pain them being in the ship list. They're out of the way when they're in the hangar, so you can't get confused, but I think I should leave them out and in a fleet if I can, maybe. Right, so I've got ships here. Right, so I've got. Right, they just came through, so they have to stay there. That's protecting it. That's a defiler. Right, so I'll just move these down here, I think. Right, they're actually a bit short, sadly. Right, there's a. Bring that one out as well. What's that? What's this? I'll put those together so they're in a fleet. You never know, they might repair a bit quicker because of that. Right. Is there anything else I'm forgetting now? Oh, there's two defilers here. Oh, they're the ones I just brought out. Yeah, they still haven't repaired, so they can go and wait. And last one. Right, so they can go and wait as well, I guess. Right, so I need to move that hero. So which fleet do I want? That's got 6 movement and a world eater, so that's a complete fleet. Don't think it has a forager though, sadly. That doesn't have a world eater, and this one's not complete. I think I might bring this. Maybe I should bring that world eater down to one of these fleets. Think. Yeah, I'll stick the hero here, I think. Right, so she can go there. Assign the fleet. I don't actually need to keep a fleet here either, really, do I? They're all locked down, so that can move on to here. It's a bit risky having these there now, but I guess I'll keep them there. Okay, right, so end of turn. Right, so empty moon somewhere. There's another defiler coming up there. I'll move my fleets on. Research. Right, so I need to upgrade my Ravager ships with this module in a bit. Right, so keep that there to remind me. Okay. Just gonna do my build list a second and figure out where I'm moving my ships. Okay, so I've updated my build list. Usual thing of terraforming down, and I've actually going to be making an entire fleet on the Xanados system quite soon, which is near to the Horatio. Most of the other systems are still just getting up basic improvements though. Okay, right, so I've actually got a new tech, haven't I, for extra siege modules, so I should upgrade some of my ships. So I've got Ravager Mark II here, and I need to upgrade that to that module. So that's the Mark IV siege module actually. So I'll upgrade that. So the cost has gone up a heck of a lot, about another 150-ish, but they're amazing ships now. Right, so apply that, and the Defiler also has some of those, so I need to upgrade those as well. Should probably start to upgrade or spend some of my dust upgrading these when I can. So all the ones in the design list have been changed to the new module. That can go. I also built a couple of forager ships down here recently, so I need to move those around. I need one in this fleet over here. I think I might go scouting with the other one. I think I might actually send my main fleet to that one. This fleet here. I can get there in about 3-4 turns. I'm going to wait until my World Eater comes down now before I do that. So I could use warp drive to go scouting in various systems, but it's going to take a long time. To be honest though, I might as well do it. So I'm going to send this one. I don't know where the orange capital is, so I'll send this one over to there, I think. Okay. And I think all the ships down there have been done. So what about here? Right, can I take this system for a start? No, I can't actually. Right, that's surprising. Are these drop pods come back yet? No. What about that one? I could probably move this fleet over as well. It's only a partial fleet though actually. Right. Oh, that one has a drop pod back. Good. Right, I'm actually going to move this fleet onto Adana then. Should probably move some Ravagers over to here as well. Do need to upgrade some really as well. Right, so where are my fleets to? That's an amazing system, so I definitely want to take that. Right, I think I'll lock that down with her. She can move on to there. Okay, it looks like we discovered a wonder of some sort on Dill. I'm gonna move. I might as well move these down. I don't think there's a fleet there that doesn't have a World Eater, so I'm gonna separate that one out. World Eater can go down to there. I send those down to there. Yeah, I don't have enough siege here in these systems, and it's a real problem. I might as well upgrade. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to upgrade some ships, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so there wasn't really that much I could actually upgrade. There's a couple of drop pods I upgraded here, so they have a bit more siege. There's a couple that I've newly built here which I upgraded, so they have more siege. And there's a scout ship down on one of these systems which I upgraded. It was an old model. I've stuck an extra Devourer in one of Sanados's build list, because I think this one's a bit short on Devourers. And I think that's about it for the turn. Okay, so end of turn. Really need to get... Well, I've got Pleone, which is making a huge amount of siege ships at the moment. I still don't have any systems that really have can make drop pods yet, because I want the medium systems to be making them. So probably Mataka, same, Canis, Deki. I'll eventually switch over to drop pod making systems. But it's going to take a while before they finish most of their infrastructure. Deki's very near to doing it. So the only real system that's making drop pods at the moment is Edison, and that's going to be a while before it recovers its population. Right, so that's done. That's done. So I'm waiting basically on drop pods to repair at the moment. What is this? So on Kais I get happiness bonus on all its planets by the look of it. That'll help. Okay. Right, I'm just going to do the build lists a second. Okay, so I've updated the build list again. So that's the current state of the build list. I've reorganized quite a few of my fleets as well. Because, well, the World Eater moved in there. That's the current state of that fleet. I actually want another Devourer in there, which is being built in Xanados. That one is a complete fleet now. I think, yeah, I've put 4. I've moved some, what are they called? Scroungers from out of that fleet and from that fleet, and they're in the hangar over there. I think with this fleet, might as well send it to that system and try and destroy some ships there. Right, so going to do that. Right, should be able to return after it's reached there, I think. Right, so apart from that, what else have I got? Load of transports are moving in there. I can't quite take this system yet. So I'm 50%. I don't think I'm gonna risk that. I've got 2 defilers. I think I'm gonna send them over here rather than there. So what have I got here? I got a fleet there. I've got a partial fleet there and a main fleet there. This one I've actually reorganized a tiny bit. The World Eater arrived here. So that's a complete fleet now. That's exactly the composition that I want. I've reorganized. I put an extra defiler in there. That defiler has all its troop pods. Right, I'm going to move these ships out of the system down to here. And right, I think they're all done. What's this left? Ravagers. Right, they can move on to Arcturus. Okay, I think that's the end of the turn. I think I'll call that an end to the video as well. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.